What's happening, everyone?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. We have, as every Christmas, a very special whiskey.
Gotta go big or go home, baby.
Very special whiskey to review on Christmas. And this year we have the Glen Grant 67-year-old bottled by Gordon and MacPhail at Cask Strength.
Mr. George.
Mr. George.
The first edition. Mr. George Legacy.
I think this is, I don't know how many bottlings they're doing. Is it 4? I'm not sure.
Don't know.
I don't know, but this is the first.
So far.
They've done 2
and
so far.
The third's on the way. I'm not sure about a 4th.
This is the 1953, and then there's a 1957 following this.
Right.
So, yeah. Should we bring this baby out? You go ahead and take it out.
Bottled 2021.
What's the ABV? It's Cask Strength. It's
59.4%.
Let's show them
So
the inside of the box.
So it comes with the pamphlet giving you all the information. And the information is, this was distilled December 24th, 1953. Christmas Eve, 1953.
How fitting.
Yep. Bottled January 5th, 2021.
How many bottles?
First fill sherry butt. 355 bottles.
355 bottles. Talk about...
Cask number 4209.
Yeah.
59.4% ABV.
And though this is an independent bottling, the best Glen Grants come from Gordon and MacPhail. Gordon and MacPhail really loved...
It's better than the OBs. It pretty much is like an OB.
It is, because they loved Glen Grant. They realized how well Glen Grant ages in these high-quality sherry casks, and they really, really aged them.
Good.
And we're familiar with the 50s Glen Grants. We reviewed in 1958.
We reviewed one.
The 50s are legendary for Glen Grant. Absolute legendary.
Yeah.
Put the box to the side to highlight and show the bottle, give us a little breathing room. This has been breathing for over an hour. If you go by the minute rule, then this thing needs
67 minutes.
67 minutes. Right. So, without further ado, let's do the review, and then let's talk about pricing and value at the end.
Okay.
Score, pricing, and value at the end.
And again, it's honoring Mr. George, his nickname, George Urquhart, the second generation of the Urquhart family, who was absolutely instrumental, not just in bottling single casks that a lot of distilleries didn't want, or they were blending at the time and single malt wasn't the thing, but he formed relationships with so many distilleries that many closed distilleries now that are coming out we wouldn't know about if it weren't for Mr. George Urquhart.
There you go.
All about his legacy on the nose.
It's crazy that after 67 years, the power, the intensity, the ABV that held up for this thing, as we keep talking about with these older school, epic, rich sherry casks, that rich beeswax note that we just can't get over. It is so prominent here.
And what ages better than Glen Grant malt? It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
It could go for the first 100 years that they've talked about is going to be a Glen Grant.
Yes. Rich beeswax, cooked down fruits, strawberries, raspberries, boysenberries, berries, any berry kind of fruit you could think of, richly stewed and cooked down. Oily, sugary, heavy, rich balsamic vinaigrette. But that beeswax note is, I think, our favorite note.
That's the best.
Yeah.
It's almost like I called it, last time I tried this, I called it like a honey brulee or like beeswax brulee. It's almost like flambéed beeswax. It's so thick and rich and dense.
Yeah, it's almost like burnt. It's almost like beeswax set on top of a bonfire.
Yeah.
Like it's
just so concentrated.
And it's almost got a smoke. It's obviously not peat smoke. It's got a smoke. It's like a wood smoke. It's like a sandalwood smoke.
It is, yeah.
It's got this like sandalwood. It's like sandalwood burning on a bonfire kind of a thing.
Yeah. Well, I think, and as time goes on, and we'll get into it, but as you let it breathe, It starts on very dark fruits, black currants, raspberries, cooked down strawberries, boysenberries. But let it breathe, it gets lighter, like mangoes and even lychee. But I call it like almost like incense, like mango lychee incense.
To me, that's totally what it is. So it becomes balsamic, incensey, like that. It's almost like you're walking into like an incense store. You're smelling things you can't almost describe. And that's where it goes into that musky, sandalwood, beeswaxy, burnt sugary, lychee kind of a thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, but there's definitely some burnt qualities to it. You know, it's not peated, but there's definitely some burnt like fire qualities to it.
I'm even getting like Japanese elements of like soy sauce.
Oh yeah.
And almost like a teriyaki thing kind of going on.
Oh yeah, definitely getting into dark sauces. Oh, yeah.
And then it's like there's like sweet bacon, burnt bacon, bacon with brown sugar and honey covered, slightly burnt.
Oh yeah.
The sandalwood incense element. Obviously those stewed cooked on fruits.
That's sandalwood, man.
It's very cologne-esque, right? Musky.
You know what I thought of? It's like a 67-year-old cologne.
Yeah.
It's like aging the best cologne, the best musky fragrance. It's like that deep and concentrated and complex and rich.
And then
and elegant.
You know, I put the whiskey down just right now for 5 seconds and brought it back.
Break it.
And then it's and then what comes to mind is the rich tobacco and leather.
Oh yeah.
Cigar wrapper tobacco.
Getting the old qualities now.
The aged cigars. Like whenever we have a cigar that's been aged for like 20 years, like a Cuban cigar, and we put our nose to it, it has a little bit of that element, but with like a very rich, like leathery, and almost like an espresso kind of element with it as well.
Mm-hmm. You're definitely getting on the espresso side. Chocolate covered espresso beans.
Yes, rich dark chocolate for sure. Molasses.
Oh yeah. Everything thick and rich. And light, very light Oloroso spices, but it's like you're aging them so long, you're toning down the actual spiciness, but the flavor is maximized. The richness and concentration of it.
And then if you hold it slightly away from the nose, like slightly like right here on the side, especially on my left side right here, you get like earthy mushrooms. And then as I get closer, it gets more chocolatey, beeswaxy.
Basically, everything's in there. It's a matter of discovering
It's the ABV is so high when you put it down and then you come back and there's so much going on.
No, totally, beef, elk tenderloin with those mushrooms, balsamico cooking in the mushrooms.
And there's almost like a, you know, when you're saying elk, I'm thinking of like a wine sauce, kind of like on top. It's just so rich.
Yeah, like a Bordelaise.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, going along with that meat. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'd say there's so many things we just said, but if I could pick, my favorite part about these is just the rich beeswaxiness and that incense, the sandalwood incense, lychee thing going on is so gorgeous. We give so many notes, and then I love it when it goes towards that like Asian-y kind of thing going on with it as well. It adds such an exotic uniqueness to it, but just it's obviously just an absolute.
It reminds you of an old Karuzawa.
Yeah.
In that sense,
yeah.
You're getting those Japanese spices and sauces, but with also the vibrant tropical fruit still, and the sandalwood, the mushrooms, the forest.
But this is very Glen Grant. I mean, it helps knowing that it's a Glen Grant, but this is very Glen Grant.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Palate. Absolutely.
Ooh. So rich. It is Christmas.
Wow. It's so Christmassy on the palate. God. The definition of Christmas.
You know what I like before I give tasting notes? You need a minute before you can give tasting notes, actually. What I love...
Your brain is overblown.
Well, the richness. The richness, and because first it's like... And when I say richness, I'm not talking about heat of alcohol of any sort. I don't get any of that. But I get a very intense, it coats everywhere. Notice I didn't swirl it for as long as I normally do. You didn't need to. I swirled it for like 5 seconds and
Same
it just
here.
completely took over my whole entire mouth. And now it's releasing and releasing and releasing, right? You know, it starts off more on the extremely richer sides of the dark chocolate, espresso, leather, tobacco, the soy sauce, the mushroom, a little bit of earth, and then as it goes and goes and goes and goes, the cooked down fruits are coming out, the burnt sugar's coming out, that sweet brown sugar covered bacon is coming out, and those elements, the incense, the sandalwood, all that's kind of starts coming out after, but it takes 10, 15 seconds for it to release. It's so rich. It's so rich.
That's insane.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You agree? It just takes over.
It's all, the ABV is all flavor and viscosity and concentration, richness. And I just can't believe, for being a first fill sherry butt, almost 70 years old, that it's not too dry.
It's dry though. You do get a lot of oak, but it's too dry, no way.
But the oak is all flavor.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's that like vibrant and fresh.
Yeah.
For almost 70 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think, or else they wouldn't release it, but that's insane, man.
Yeah.
It's all like sandalwood and incense. And,
Yeah, I do get a little bit of that bitter oak. I mean, you're 67 years old in a first fill. Come on, you're gonna get some, but I think it adds to the whiskey. And if I didn't get this amount of oak, I'd be a little weirded out, to be honest with you.
If anything, it's like you're saying, when you mentioned wine sauce. If anything, it's like a perfectly dry, like Bordeaux or like Cabernet in the background.
Yeah. Are we adding water? The problem with adding water, you say 60% alcohol, you got to add water to lower it down. But the problem with older whiskeys like this, sometimes when you do it, actually becomes very woodsy. It sounds weird. You would think you'd do the opposite.
Well, right as I said that it's not too dry and woody.
Yeah. Water can do that sometimes. It's a weird thing. I'm going to have to.
So high. Try a little bit.
I'm going to do 4 in mine. You want 4 or you want 3?
Do 4. Yeah. It's so high.
Yeah.
Just the sake of the review, you gotta try.
Yeah, for us too. We want to know.
But in our experience, no matter what the age is, you got to be careful with these first fill sherry butts.
But right away,
maybe on nose though, it's gonna explode probably.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It gets fruitier. It takes away from more of the ultra molasses and the crazy soy sauce and the burnt bacon, but it does open. It becomes fruitier.
Yeah, the Bordelaise sauce. Yeah, but then it's mango, lychee, peach.
Yeah. A lot of fruits come out. This is almost a whiskey where you actually. It's gonna sound weird because I often say you don't really need a minute per year. You know, 30-year-old whiskey. Someone's probably okay with 15, 20 minutes of breathing. Doesn't have to be 30. Right. This is almost a whiskey that needs 2 hours of breathing.
Yep.
And then after, you need to spend at least an hour with your ounce.
Oh my God, it's all mangoes now. Wow, everything's in there. It's a matter of finding it.
Yeah.
The journey.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, just imagine. We wanted to get out to you guys, but imagine when it opens up more, you know?
Yeah, we really wanted this. We bought this to uncork on Christmas. That's what it was meant, not to review. But we were on a podcast with Rob and Jeremy, and we wanted to open up something nice. So we just like, screw it, let's open this thing up. Because we knew they were big fans of Gordon and MacPhail.
Every fruit is in there. Oh my god! And now it's just pure that mango, lychee, sandalwood incense.
See, I don't get. I'm not getting mango. I'm glad you are. I'm looking for it.
Oh my god!
I am getting that lychee incense thing for sure. As soon as for sure. It's nice.
It's like if you could like smoke the fruit, right, without burning it, but it's creating like the incense.
Yeah.
But it's pure juicy fruit flavor. It's insane. It's insane, man.
Yeah. It's this is like one of those where like you maybe have half an ounce of a warm up dram, and then you pour yourself some of this, and that's it.
Yep.
You don't drink anything else that day. You pour it at the night. You really maybe you have a glass of champagne before your first dram or something like that, but. It's an occasion whiskey. It's a sit and think, and then usually nice to have someone next to you that's appreciating it as well. One more sip with water. I'm not capable of swirling it. It's so rich, I can't swirl it.
So rich. It's like a sauce.
It's a sauce.
Wow, Glen Grant sauce.
Mm-hmm.
You know me. I'm swirling it for like 2-3 minutes. Can't do it with this.
Can't. Oh, you're almost hurting my teeth.
Yeah. It is so rich.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like eating beeswax.
The water did not make it too dry.
No, it worked. Thank God.
Jazz Club. Call this Jazz Club whiskey, baby. Whenever I drink whiskeys, I don't know why whenever I drink Glen Grant, I don't know why, I always think, find the world's nicest tumbler glass, and I want to be in a nice jazz club in New York,
I can see that.
and then just, I want to nose it, but I also just want to enjoy the shit out of this thing. It reminds me, it's Jazz Club whiskey. No, this is
insane, bro.
yeah. You know what's crazy?
Nose in the empty glass, bro.
What's crazy is the empty glass has been in terms of finding lighter fruits, like you mentioned mango,
Yeah.
empty glass is where I'm getting it the most. Sweet pipe
Well, that's what I
tobacco
think.
and sweet fruits.
I think it takes. You have to let it breathe for a long
Yeah,
time. The more you let it breathe, the lighter it gets. Lighter the fruits get.
Yeah, it's so rich. I don't think you do more than half ounce at a time of this.
That's all you need, man.
It's so rich.
It's already just a mind blower, dude.
Yeah. For me, this is a masterpiece, and that's it's a 95 out of 100 for me, and that's I have to factor in some of the very best whiskeys that we've had, the Samarolis and all those whiskeys. So it's a 95, which is means that it's one of the best whiskeys out there.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
For me, comparing it to everything we've had, the complexity, the richness, the array of flavors, I'm gonna go 96 out of 100. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's really incredible.
It's stunning.
It's
Wow.
yeah, it's an amazing whiskey. Should we talk pricing?
Insane, sure.
So this retailed at $7,000. Now, that's obviously, especially if you're going to open it and drink it, that's obviously an insane amount of money for a whiskey. It doesn't come in a fancy decanter. It's kind of a standard for Gordon and MacPhail's big bottles.
Fairly standard.
I would say what, like $100 box?
Yep.
$50 to $100 box, nothing crazy. So the $7,000 you're paying is for the juice and the age. Yeah. But even Gordon and MacPhail, they've kind of gone with they offer great value, $50 bottles that are great, $100 bottles that are great, but they also are starting to offer what the Macallans and the Dalmores and the Bowmores are also doing with the piano case, fancy decanter, $20,000, $30,000 bottles as well, right?
Yeah.
And most of those I'm gonna try them all, but most of those are not as good as this. This was unique in the sense of, I would think, they would have gone with this juice, 67-year-old Glen Grant. I thought they would have gone the more extreme packaging route.
$30,000.
And $30,000.
Right.
20, at least 20.
Yeah.
With 67 years old cask strength. So they didn't. They're honoring the legacy of Mr. George, and they put some of the most incredible juice in there, I think, in the hopes of getting it in the hands of people that might open it, even though
Absolutely.
it's 7,000. Now,
in honor of how Mr. George would have wanted it.
yeah. Now, as an investment, if you were a whiskey investor, which we're not, but if you were a whiskey investor, I think this is a great investment. I know that's going to sound crazy to some people, but how does this whiskey not become a $20,000 bottle at auction within, I don't know how many years? It's not right now.
Agreed.
But I think it will.
Agreed.
So, in that sense that it's 67 years old, how much more of this stuff is left? And for those who are not familiar with old school Glen Grant, it's just as good as old school Macallan. Old school Glen Grant is amazing, especially 50 stuff.
Yeah.
So you're getting it at cask strength. How much would a 67-year-old cask strength Macallan be?
Of course.
$150,000?
Of course. And I would say
So,
Gordon MacPhail.
and I know and Gordon and MacPhail now is like, you can't even call them an independent bottler. They're just like, they're legends.
I would say probably Gordon MacPhail's best portfolio, what they're best known for, is Glen Grant. And I haven't tried them all, but in my opinion, this might be the best thing Gordon MacPhail has ever released.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it is one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites. I think some of the very best value are some of the older ones, even at 40% ABV. You know, those go for like, $2,500, $3,000,
Right.
but you're getting like a 50-year-old Glen Grant. You know,
I just mean quality. Like I can't see Gordon MacPhail releasing that many bottlings better than this.
How?
This is incredible.
There's not many whiskeys, period, better.
Yeah, this is
it's
incredible.
really, really, really good.
Incredible.
Really, really good.
But yeah,
Absolutely
because keep in mind, like that decanter is a certain cost, hindering the appreciation of value. Take that away, it's all about the juice.
Correct. And I think, I don't know. I think they are going to keep releasing really, really, really old stuff, but I think prices are going to keep going up and up and up and up.
Right.
And
oh no, they already said they're on the way to a 100-year-old release.
Yes.
To compete with Macallan.
Yeah. So I don't know. This obviously once you open it, it's not an investment anymore. But man, how often are we going to drink a 67-year-old cask strength Glen Grant? Right.
And at almost 60% ABV.
Yeah.
The first fill sherry, but that's not too dry.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
So as weird as it sounds, I thought it was, if you would have just said, hey, Gordon MacPhail, they're releasing a 67-year-old cask strength, how much is it going to cost? I for sure would have said 20 to 25,000.
Right.
For sure.
Well, like their generations line.
Yeah.
Like the Mort Law 75-year-old.
Yes.
And ones like that, they're all 25 to 30,000 and only going up.
Yeah. So thank you, Gordon and
It's
MacPhail,
a very good value
for putting this in a regular. And it's going to sound really strange when we say really good value. Some people are going to get pissed because it's such an extreme amount. And you have to bring out the credit card and put it on payments and all that stuff. But it really, because we are two regular guys, believe it or not. But it really is a masterpiece. And how often are you going to get whiskey this old?
It's like you said, in today's market, this is exclusively for drinkers.
Oof. I don't know, because I don't know too many people are going to buy it and open it. Besides us.
But again, if they put this in the same decanter,
a
lot of the other ones were.
Yeah, I think
they obviously were targeting it.
I still say 99% is going in the hands of collectors.
Maybe.
I want to see another one open. Find it on Instagram. Find it anywhere else.
Yeah.
I don't think they're
that being reviewed. I'm just saying though, like if they had put this in a decanter, 30,000.
No, I know. I still say we're probably the only ones that opened it.
Even though might be their best juice. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. We're the poorest ones that bought it, and we're the only ones that opened it.
Absolutely. Always.
That's facts.
Always.
Yeah. Anyways, you guys, this review went on forever. Hope you guys are still watching. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Yes.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy holidays. Whatever you celebrate. Cheers.
Slunch.